You used to work with your mom, like on the road.
Well, yeah. First it started just traveling, and then I think that was more when I remember selling stuff more like around the time. So it was like maybe 2001 and stuff when I would go on the road with her and sell either the T-shirts or and her CDs. It was $10 for the CDs and $20 for the T-shirts and the necklaces and stuff. And she would have me out there, just like, and I mean, I'd like to think that my Spanish is better now than it was then. But I mean, imagine my Spanish when I was like that. But all you need to do is 20 and yes and like.
But they don't know those struggles. They don't know that your mom sacrificed the most precious thing for her, which is you guys. That's those moments, and that it's also a toll on the family, a sacrifice from your guys' end to giving up your mother. Would you change that?
Esta serie de entrevistas que se grabó para Metamorfosis es algo realmente que toca las fibras del ser de uno. Ver el sentimiento y el sufrimiento bruto de tus seres queridos es algo tan difícil. Le doy gracias a Dios que me dio la oportunidad de hacer esto en el 2014. Le doy gracias a mi familia, a mis sobrinos, a mi mamá, a mi papá, a mi hermanita, que me hayan dado la oportunidad de sentarme a hablar con ellos y preguntarles. En esta ocasión los dejo con la entrevista de mi sobrino Mikey. Callado él, respetuoso, evita las broncas. Muy inteligente, sumamente inteligente, muy intelectual ese cabrón. Y creo que de todos, uno de los que más ha callado el sufrimiento que puede cargar. Espero les guste esto. Admiro mucho a Mikey. El mundo lo podrá juzgar por errores que ha cometido. Pero cuando vivan lo que él ha vivido, los invito a intentar ser lo valiente que él es. Disfruten esto.
I used to watch it the whole time.
What?
I was just watching him move up and down.
So, as a kid, having a mom that was normal at that time, normal, with the normal job, opposed to what it was to live with your mom during the struggle of trying to become an artist. Was there a difference?
Yeah, it was, actually, it was, I didn't notice it, like, really during the week, if that makes any sense, like, she was, like, it just felt like another job, and she would take off on the weekends and go sing and stuff, and then, but during, like, the rest of the time, and this went on to, like, she was like really successful. Like I would honestly forget sometimes, because that's just how she was back then, is how she remained. Like, I mean, obviously more stresses came throughout the year, but I think she was always generally, I always remember her being the same type of mom.
And do you remember the first time you seen her perform?
I think the first time I remember seeing my mom perform was, I want to say it was with when she would still do a lot of. They're not palenques. It was like, that's when she was like still doing a lot of shows with like voces. You remember? And but it was
Jaripeos.
Yeah, but I don't. I just don't remember where it was. But it was funny because I remember Tabito saw Graciela that day, and he like lost his mind, and like that's how I knew from back then. He was like Graciela, Graciela. I was like, yep. Don't use that one. But I don't remember where that was. And then I remember going with her to the clubs, and it was just which one was Farayon and what other one is Rodeo's one with all the portraits on the wall? Well, I remember that before they even had the portraits. And but that was, what grade was I in? It's probably like second or first grade.
Oh, so you're like 6 or 7.
Yeah, it was super young.
You used to work with your mom, like on the road.
Well, yeah. At first, it started just traveling, and then I think that was more when I remember selling stuff more like around the time. So it was like maybe 2001 and stuff when I would go on the road with her and sell either the T-shirts or and her CDs. It was like $10 for the CDs and $20 for the T-shirts and the necklaces and stuff. And she would have me out there, just like, and I mean, I'd like to think that my Spanish is better now than it was then, but I mean, imagine my Spanish when I was like that. But all you need to do is 20 and yes, and like, I was out there making a lot of money. And I think about it now, and she had like a lot of balls, like just feeling safe for me to go out into the crowd selling stuff, because I would have handfuls of money, like just like fat, like, I wouldn't have time to like take it back and put it away and then come back. I'd have to stay out there the whole time and have a big stack of money. And I was like, luckily nothing bad ever happened, but I was really little, if somebody wanted to take advantage of it, probably could have.
So your mom had you on the hustle and grind ever since?
Yeah, that was for sure my first job, and that was a real job too, because it would like take up my whole weekend, like just go out, and that was a really fun part too. I remember that was one of my favorite things, being able to just travel with her, and really just spend all day together. We wouldn't do anything but watch movies and like eat all kinds of junk food, but it was a good experience at a young age.
That's weird, because your mom's pretty strict about you guys eating junk food.
Yeah, but it's different, like when we're at home, like always at home, like we've always been the house that we've never had soda, but when I would go on the road with her, I guess she would feel so bad about, about me being all cooped up in the van with the whole banda and stuff, like, and there's always like a couple fat fools. And you remember the brown van? That wasn't even a 15-passenger van. It was like the 2 seats up here, the 2 seats right here, and then the 3 seats in the back, and then I would sit right there on the floor. So I guess she would feel so bad about me being like having no space that it was like, I'll just buy a bunch of junk food. Like I'd just be grubbing on the road, and that's when I started getting fat.
So when your mom starts getting really big, there's not a disconnection, but it's, you guys aren't together as much as you guys as you both would like to.
Yeah, I think that was definitely the biggest change. Just like, less and less time, and it wasn't like, she would just be gone the whole week, but it was like a few more hours of every day, or being, we were living in Corona, so like she would be gone, before we woke up, and having to do all kinds of stuff out here in LA. And then come back by the time we're already going to sleep, or by the time I'm supposed to be asleep, because she would come home and I'd still be up. But like, yeah, it was I think the biggest and hardest thing about her whole career was just less and less time, but for what we always, even though we had less and less time together, I think our relationship was like always really strong. It made us definitely, and for sure for her, it made her appreciate her time with us more.
I've spoken to the kids about this, to everybody else. People don't know how hard it is, how much is sacrificed. I mean, you guys live in this huge house. You guys are known everywhere. But they don't know those struggles. They don't know that your mom sacrificed the most precious thing for her. which is you guys, those moments. And that it's also a toll on the family, a sacrifice from your guys' end to giving up your mother. Would you change that?
Oh, I think I definitely, and I don't think I've ever actually said this out loud, but I definitely would, like, because whether my mom would, like, you've known her whole life, anyone who's known her for a long time knows that no matter what she was gonna do, like, she was gonna kick ass at that, and like being able, she was gonna be able to make it, yeah, like obviously she didn't know it back when she was, but if she was a real estate artist, a real estate agent, even when things got tough, she would have found like a way to make it. And, like, so I am appreciative of all the things that I got, like we got from that. But I mean, like, if obviously anything could happen, but if she had another job, she wouldn't needed to be on a plane so many times every weekend and take so many chances. Because there is a certain amount of danger every time you hop on a plane, like, and so I think I would, and it's a little bit selfish of me, but at the end of the day, I don't think of my mom, when I think of my mom, I don't think of her being a big star. Like, people have to remind me of that, like, I think of her of what we had, and you can move on and accept things, but at the end of the day, I miss my mom, and now I would trade anything, and if it means like having a completely different lifestyle, that'd be fine with me,
When she was with the norteño band, it was Desatados, right?
Yeah, it was he and Gordo and well, there's
Marito.
always a Gordo, but
there was a lot of crazy moments.
Yeah, there was.
With that banda.
Yeah.
Do you remember anyone that was just bizarre that you said, like, what the hell is going on here?
I don't, what, it was just, I would just remember them cracking jokes all day, like, that, I have, it'd be harder to remember one specific moment, but they would just, like, be cracking jokes all day, and it was hilarious, and, like, because they would piss each other off. I remember Gordo and he, like, one time they were, like, best friends, and then they couldn't, like, and, this shows you how hard traveling is with other people, but, like, you couldn't put them in the same room together, or else they would throw a fit, like, it was crazy. They were, like, they're like, my mom would still moon people. We're on the road and shit, she'd still fucking moon people and stuff, or mess with people, but it was just, like, generally fun. I can't remember one specific moment right now, though. There was a time, though, I wasn't there, they beat that one fool up, but we shouldn't talk about that.
Well, he already got beat up.
I know, the time, I think she started in Norteño Banda. That's when Hector was traveling with her. He said something about her mom, and then about his mom, and they found him around the corner. My mom came out with the heel. And you can't mess with her. Oh no, I think she still had the Norteño Banda when I don't remember what city we were in. I want to say that we were like in Utah or something, but that was when she had her big ring, and I think that was when she got herself after her and Juan split up. And like somebody like tried to take it off her hand when she would touch people's hand. I just remember that one didn't get on the news, but she grabbed, it was like an instinct. Like she drops the mic and she gets it by the cord, like right before it hits the floor, and she like throws it and it hits this fool perfectly. The fool that she wanted to hit right in the head, like, and he's a distance away. I'm telling you, like she gets him right on the head, and I was like, it was crazy. And then the show just kept going on. It was like this fool just got hit in the head with the big old microphone. He's like,
so it was like a lasso.
Yeah, it was just like it was so quick. It's like it had happened before. Like she just dropped it, bah, and got it back, and it just kept singing. You know what I'm saying? Like it was crazy.
And the fans?
What about the fans?
They're a mess, huh?
Some of my mom's fans are really awesome. They have like. My mom's fans are amazing because they have so much love, and especially I remember being on the road with her and like just like seeing people like they're perfectly fine, and then like because when I was on the road with her, I would be selling the tickets and then letting people pass in, either that or taking the picture, but I would always be looking at the line to see how much more people we have, and people are fine the whole way, and then they finally get to right here and they just lose their freaking mind. Like, it's crazy to see the love that they have, and then there's like. And then there's other people that are a little bit more crazy and stuff, but you know, my mom, I think at the end of the day it's all love, but you know, some people just have a little too much love, you know?
That's something that they asked me a while ago if everything was worth it. And my response, you know, was, I mean, because God only knows what would have happened in any other circumstance, but
Yeah.
I think if I'd asked my sister, if I had a chance to ask her, you know, Che, was everything worth it? I think the response that she's seen from her fans, all that love, how she's impacted so many lives, how she continues to inspire and motivate people, I think she would say, yeah.
Yeah, I think definitely, yeah, that's the type of person my mom is. And that's something I always want to take from her is how much courage she has. And you know, I think even if you told her like that's how it was going to happen, she'd be just like, you know, I think she always saw it as something bigger than herself. Like, yeah, it was to support us, but at some point, you know, she saw it as something bigger than herself. And that's the type of person that she is, you know? She's the type of person that to do everything she can to help people. I've seen her give like random bums like $100, like a whole bill. Like, and God knows what they want to do with that, but you know, like just out of the goodness of her heart. Because I mean, he could go buy all kinds of beer with that, but she's gonna give him the benefit of the doubt that, you know, he's gonna use that for food for the next week and stuff. And so I think my mom would say that too, you know. It's all worth it definitely for what she's done for people. All right.